most people I'm gonna make this video, and people who do not understand the way that this technology is designed to affect the victims of satanic ritual abuse and mind control. You gotta understand something. A lot of this stuff is classified, so you'll never hear about it. This is an information war. It is a spiritual war. And people who want to discredit this being a spiritual war, you got to understand that this technology is not only designed to kill people silently, it's also designed to destroy the human race's soul. Seriously, guys. All right. So, I'm no physicist. I'm no scientist. As far as I went is studying physical anthropology, which, in my opinion, physical anthropology is somewhat like damn near biology, dealing with myopic cells and all this stuff, and mitochondrial and this and that, and primates and whatever. But what I want to talk about is neuroscience that has been weaponized. You won't hear too many real targeted individuals talking about this. What I'm about to tell you is exactly what you should look into. It's called Satan. And you probably think I'm talking about the devil. Well, the devil's in the details, right? Satan is an acronym that stands for silent assassination through it's silent assassination through I'm trying to think about the last acronym. Amplified neurons. Sorry. Okay. So silent assassination through amplified neurons. Okay. So you probably noticed that, well, there's been a rise in nanotechnology. When this nanotechnology is inside of your body, it basically decodes your DNA, and it also uh, goes to the neurotransmitters in your brain. Your brain becomes a receiver. Okay. So with this falsified electromagnetic stream, it's a wave of falsified energy that they lock. I'm telling you guys this, okay? They lock the trauma. They lock the emotional synaptic responses that you've already given them. They need to do this repeatedly. They need to basically, let me break this down really quick. Let me go back in layman's terms, okay? They need to provoke you, and don't worry, they will provoke you, but they need to provoke you at regular intervals within a 24-hour period every day. Okay? They will do it to you. They will provoke you. For sure they will. All right? It's two ways to try to really circumvent this. The second way will be the hardest, because if a group or entity or corporation or whoever the perpetrators are that are on you, that are carrying this out on you, they might have unlimited resources. The first thing, if you really want this to stop, like where you, and when I say stop, I mean that you have to actually realize how it's affecting your thought process in your brain. You really have to think about what it's doing to your subconscious. Okay, so just cut it off and ignore them. Don't give any emotional responses. Don't give out any fear, anxiety. Don't smile at them. Don't say hello. Don't even do anything. Just walk away. Get up and walk away without saying nothing. One of the tactics perps like to use, this perp did this to me in the gym today. As soon as I walk in the gym, this white guy, turns around and stares at me, and I can see him looking at me through the mirror as I'm walking by him. And then when I look back, he starts shrugging his shoulders and asking me, what, and I just turned around and walked out, because that is how they do. That's the hive mind teams. Those people are also controlled by the technology. Most people, if they could find out these classified documents, not only target targets, but they target perps and they target citizens in general. So this is bigger than just a few people being targeted. This is about engineering, neurological social control. This is a weaponized neuroscience. I mean, how much more personal and intricate can an attack get when someone's up inside of your brain trying to manipulate your thoughts? It's deep. It's really deep. There's some shit that people are not ready to combat or circumvent, and I totally understand. This is a psychological war, especially with the rise of all these synthetic people who are narcissistic and sociopathic. But what I'm talking about, there are people who have abilities such as witches and hexes and warlocks and stuff. They can manipulate things. They listen, okay. These people like to manipulate time. They like to manipulate space and matter. They this is why in gang stalking, the perpetrators, they want you confused. They want you walking around in a cloud of confusion or feeling confused or feeling anxiety or agitated. It just, this whole program thrives off your agitation, and even more so it thrives off your synaptic responses. This is what's going on, okay? And so they have to capture your attention at regular intervals in a 24-hour period to activate thoughts, synaptic responses that will be looped and replayed back to you, in hopes that you, some people complain of getting a feeling out of nowhere, hit with disgust or angry at the perpetrators who've done this to their lives. And it could just be a person in front of them, even though your mind is thinking about this situation that happened or transpired a while ago. And now, someone could be looking at you crazy, and bam, it could just trigger you to actually do something to that person. um and I'm gonna say this, and I hate to have to say it like this, but it's true. There are certain classifications of people who are more subjected, and they have no way to combat this technology. It works very well on Muslims, as we can see with the Arab Spring. Can you get away from the door? I'm doing a video. Get away from the door with that shit. Go in your room. Sorry guys. Always got children running back and forth trying to disrupt me. They're really crazy sometimes. So please ignore it. Because believe me, what I'm telling you, Satan will use children to make them scream and yell. Satan will use anyone. This technology is basically using people's brains, to disrupt anything that you're doing. They will send people they will have your children walk by the door. They will have your children come in the room. They will have to listen. Those people are, I'm seeing this. Okay. Listen to me. It's not just happening to children. I'm seeing this with a lot of people, that there is no one in the driver's seat anymore. Notice that in society, that people have lost their morals. They're totally impolite. They are inconsiderate of other people. And it's because the technology has manipulated their brain to the point where, they don't have control over their sensories anymore. They just do. When people feel like yelling and screaming, they just start yelling and screaming. Like most people, this technology, it deduces the ability for people to actually have some level of constraint or self-control over themselves. Seriously. Okay. So what I wanted to say with the Arab Springs and the voice of God weapons that they use in Iraq, we can see that Muslims are totally immune to this technology and easily controlled by it. Most Muslims are, okay? Most Muslims are subject to MK Ultra mind control. Very easy, very easy. Radical Christians, pagans, people into Satanism. Yeah, the only people who really have a chance and really can actually fight this off are people who read the Bible and have a relationship with Christ and are walking with God. Other than that, the rest of those people, they really don't understand what's happening to them. This technology is being tested on people, from the richest of the rich to the poorest of the poor, without them even knowing it. You know what I mean? Without them even knowing it. Most people, everything that they're doing every day, they not thinking, because they have been set in a pattern. The algorithms have actually infected their brain to the point where they just in this dilapidated trance, going from A to B to C to D. You know, um, Yeah, this electromagnetic stream is latched on to your resident DNA frequency. um, these tiny molecule chips, these little chips, these nano chips, they can be injected through a subdermal form, of course, or even a liquid-based form. Don't sleep, okay? But it can be injected in a liquid-based form, and then it can be self-replicating or assembling once it is inside of your bloodstream. And make no mistake that a lot of these impulses, whether it be fear, anxiety, this, that, if you find yourself redundantly thinking about the same thing over and over again, or different people that did something to you, and it's like the thought just keeps it's intrusive and it comes into your head, it's the technology. It's not you, it's the technology trying to get you to react to something either that they did to you in the past or that is happening to you currently right now. I'm talking about in real time. This is why people, they say like, I can't even go outside for a walk with my dog. I mean, if I just go to throw my trash out, they're already there. You would be surprised that a lot of people, a lot of you guys have no cameras in your house. There's nothing surveillance in you. They, the hive mind is always at work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They can reach deep down inside of one of these uh, neural weaponized peasants, and they can sick them on you like a dog. They can make them have a bad mood towards you. They can make them have a good mood towards you. We're talking about people who are sitting behind fusion centers playing God. That's what we're talking about. That's what's really going on. Yo, if people want to discredit this and say this man is crazy, this man, listen, you have no idea. Your responses are of a chatterbox response. Your responses are of a cyborg response. The human race is totally fucking over. Completely. Okay? Completely. There's no more hope for humanity at all. The only one that can save you from this is God. Everybody else is full of shit. And I'm telling you right now, there are many people out there who have no idea that they're being controlled by this technology. Every decision they make, everything they do, right? So this silent assassination through amplified neurons is the silent death. And let me put this out. Most of you guys don't know that the smart meters and everything in people's houses that are surveillancing people and running through electromagnetism, they do have a supercomputer called Tempest and Echelon. And this is something that solely deals with an electromagnetic resonant frequency. Okay? And the Rothschilds are the patent owners of smart meters. We all know that the Rothschilds want to invest their money in depopulation. So, how is it that some wealthy bankers can decide what we have in our house for electricity? Well, that's not going to be the end of it. In the future, all of your devices will be smart devices that will be wired to your brain remotely. Okay, you're gonna have your dishwasher telling you what to do in your own house. Seriously, you know, it's gonna tell you, please wash the dish off before it starts. Please wash the dish, and you're just like, what? It's telling you in your own house, wash the dish off before I give you my service. All these people depending on this technology, like people communicating with these robots and stuff. This is real life shit. This is not just Black Mirror. This is real life shit. There are really people in Hong Kong and China. I read a study where in Hong Kong, is so many single people that some people have AI robots and they live with them and it's like their family. Shit is absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? So, um, what's so bad or so wrong with the human race that we have to do away with us? You know, and, well, Satan has to speak down on God's creation, on man and woman. You know, he has to make all this sinful lifestyle and all this, Sodom and Gomorrah activity appear to be totally normal and totally what society needs, and encourage you that you need to upgrade into some android or some robot, or you need to put some DNA inside of you that's going to amplify you or make you better or whatever. You need to be biologically engineered. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about that technology. Excuse me for the loud break in the video for a minute. But take hold of this information, run with it, look it up yourself. This is really a program, and it's really a technology that actually it attacks your short-term memory. So do something when you feel these attacks come in. Do something to put your mind on something else to limit the trauma or to limit the mind control.